Hi there. Welcome to today's presentation, The Future of Esports Runs on Intel. I'm Rhonda Hebert, and I manage the esports program here at D&H. So today we have a fantastic panel of speakers that's ready to discuss the importance of technology innovation and how it's fueling the business of esports. But first, I want to cover a couple quick housekeeping notes. One, there's a Q&A panel, and we do encourage you to submit your questions throughout the presentation. You don't have to save them till the end. Two, also, this presentation is going to be recorded and it'll be made available on demand as early as next week. So feel free to share this event link, with your coworkers later. Also today, really exciting, 20 lucky attendees will have the chance to win ASUS Republic of Gamers Delta headsets or the ASUS peripheral bundles. So winners will be selected at random, but to qualify, you need to attend the full duration of today's presentation. And before you ask, only one prize per attendee. So I'd like to introduce now an amazing panel that we have assembled for you. So we have from Intel, Troy Severson, the Sales Development Manager, PC Gaming and VR. From ASUS, we have Ryan Shuttlesworth, the Sports Account Manager. From HSEL, we have Peter Moeller, Head of Partnerships, familiar organization, but maybe a new face for you. And from D&H, we have Keith Quinlan. He's our Senior Vendor Business Manager. So as you can see, we really do have the right people assembled to lead a discussion about technology and esports. So throughout the presentation today, we're going to have some polling questions that pop up. So we really want to get your feedback. That way we can make sure that we're tailoring our talking points to the audience that we actually have rather than the audience that we think we have. So to kick things off, I'd like to get started with Intel. So Troy, could you share a little bit about maybe Intel's role in the esports today and the esports industry overall?
Yeah, thank you, Rhonda. So for Intel, esports has been a very long-term investment. If you look at our Intel Extreme Masters events, they're actually now entering their 16th year, their 16th season of being, and they are the longest running esports competition of their type. Intel Extreme Masters really, in a way, paved the way for what we kind of know now as esports that's broadcast worldwide and includes the thing I miss the most about esports right now, which is the large arena events. We've had as many as 170,000 in-person attendees at our championship in Katowice, Poland, and I really miss that energy. But the reason that we invest so heavily in esports is because it really helps us inform our product development for both esports and gaming. But in order to keep that flow really healthy, one of the things we've sort of identified over the last few years is that while these pro level events are super exciting and super high energy, the thing that is really growing right now is esports sort of in the amateur and education ranks. And we're super excited about that. We've even used our Olympic sponsorship to now introduce the first of its kind esports competition in conjunction with the Olympics. We did that in South Korea in 2018, and we have a new version of that called the Intel World Open, which is only for amateur athletes in conjunction with the Olympics in Tokyo, which of course got delayed a bit from this summer to next summer. But we're really investing heavily in this space, in amateur esports, and that includes even now a 3-year running Intel Master Challenger Series in China that had over 4,000 collegiate teams just in 2019 alone. So when we interact with both these pro athletes, the pro esports athletes, and our partners, like an HSEL who's putting tournaments on, as well as some of our streaming partners, we really do get to know what do people want out of their technology products for esports. Obviously, Intel's known for our high performance CPUs, Core i5 through Core i9. We do really understand that high CPU frequencies drive the gaming performance. They drive that responsiveness that pro players and competitive players in esports really want and really need to be competitive in their games. But we also know that, the technology is not just about the CPU and GPU. If a competitor can't get connected well to their gaming competition and there's lag, they're going to lose the game. So Intel also invests in gigabit Ethernet, gigabit Wi-Fi, and Wi-Fi 6. And we have products there which make connecting to the games very smooth, very responsive, and lag-free as much as possible. We've also invested heavily, and I think a lot of people have heard this, that USB and connecting peripherals was invented at Intel quite a long time ago now. So we've been refreshing that technology with a technology we call Thunderbolt, which provides a higher speed USB connectivity so that even high-def monitors, you can even connect external graphics cards to very smaller PCs, and even high-speed external storage. Some games now take up to 100 gigabytes of storage. So sometimes connecting an external, very fast SSD drive through Thunderbolt can even be as fast as an internal SSD. So it gives esports competitors a great way to build out their battle station and provide connectivity to all the peripherals that they need to be really competitive in esports and gaming. We also work with game developers to make sure that those games are optimized for the best performance possible, and that you can still get the graphics that you need at the frames per second that's going to make you be able to get that headshot just around the corner. But we can't do any of this, of course, without our partners like D&H, like ASUS, and others. So Intel's going to continue to invest in esports. We're going to continue to develop the best technologies that we can for the players and for the ecosystem, but we're going to do that in line with our partners. So let me throw it back to Rhonda, because I know we've got some of those partners online now to talk about their products as well.
That's awesome. Thank you. I have to tell you, I didn't realize the connection between Intel and the esports in the Olympics. So I thank you for bridging that gap for me. I'm sure someone else might not have known that either.
Yeah, it's kind of a new thing, but
yeah, that's really exciting. I do want to throw it over to Ryan now. Ryan is with ASUS, and I know that Ryan, ASUS has been busy building some product bundles that are specifically designed for K-12, all of which run on Intel. But if you could talk a little bit about those bundles and what they offer to our partners that they can offer out to their schools, specifically in K-12, that'd be great.
For sure. So, yeah, I mean, we're really excited to be here today. Absolutely love this partnership with D&H, HSEL, and Intel. Really just some of the best in the industry going after this today. But yeah, so we have three specific bundles within our portfolio. We have our casual bundle that is a i5 and a 1660 Super. It's really great for games like Rocket League, Hearthstone, and Minecraft. It really excels in a budget-friendly space for middle schools and high schools looking to get started. And it's really great for schools looking to incorporate STEM learning in coding, HTML development, and Photoshop. Our Pro bundle, which is an i7, 16 gigs of RAM, and a 2060 Super, that comes with a really great peripheral that gets added is a mechanical MX Cherry Red keyboard and a 12K DPI mouse. That's perfect for a school looking to explore games like Overwatch, CSGO, and Valorant. And then this bundle also is where you should start looking if you're looking to incorporate VR, Oculus, 3D CAD work, and Adobe Premiere in your STEM-based learning. And last but not least is our Elite bundle with our Core i7 and a 2070 Super. That's going to come with the same mechanical keyboard, same high-end DPI mouse as our Pro bundle, but it's really a standout for schools engaging in Call of Duty, Rainbow Six, Siege, or looking to make gains with their frames per second. This bundle is really great, or really ideal for STEM learning incorporating 3D AutoCAD, software development including Unreal Engine or Unity, and schools doing broadcasting. I know broadcasting has been a huge push for STEM-based learning. With that, I would say that for your convenience, our Casual Pro and Elite bundles are pre-made, and rebates will be front-loaded for all of you nice resellers out there. And because we know that not every school follows a unilateral design when it comes to STEM and esports, we also have some standalone deal registrations starting at 5 units for your systems, 10 units for your peripherals, and finally, I mean, please don't hesitate to reach out to ASUS. We love to consult, love to help resellers, love to help schools out in building their programs.
That's awesome. I wanted to just highlight. So in terms of maybe Keith, maybe you can answer this for me. But in terms of purchasing the ASUS bundles, I mean, how are we going to facilitate that? Are they hard bundles, or is there flexibility with picking and mixing and matching a little bit?
No, they can absolutely pick and choose different parts that are on that list of the bundles. All they need to do is talk to their D&H sales rep, and they can get that worked out for them and make arrangements to move parts around, because they're all ordered as individual SKUs, not one package SKU.
Okay, so they're bundled together, but as a recommendation, but not necessarily a hard bundle to purchase as one SKU.
Correct.
So it's a little bit easier for the partners. Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. It allows for more choice.
Good. That's what that was the right answer. Yes. Awesome. All right. So we've talked a little bit about the hardware side of things and the technology that's available specifically for K-12. We did have a question come in, so I want to throw back to Troy real quick. Is there, let me see, Dennis was asking if you can have both a Thunderbolt and an added SSD. Troy, can you answer that one for me?
Yeah, so you know, obviously internal to the PCs, SSDs are usually the high-speed storage device of choice because of the fast game loads, fast OS loads. But with Thunderbolt, you can actually connect to external SSD drives, and with the Thunderbolt connection, it's a lot faster than just like a USB 3 port, and so you get almost the same performance from that external SSD drive as you do from the internal SSD drive, and so there's very little waiting with that, very little, you know, I mean, it's almost as like having another internal SSD, but they're easy to add, plug and play.
Right, that's great. Good, thank you, appreciate that. So we did talk a little bit about hardware. I want to move over to another technology that's really important within K-12. So once you have the gaming systems, I'm looking to Peter now from HSEL. Can you talk a little bit about the tournament licensing side of that conversation? And actually, before you get started, I do want to throw out, there's going to be another polling question. I want to get engagement there. But Peter, if you don't mind talking about the licensing.
Sure. Thank you, Rhonda. Yeah, we really love the partnership with D&H because this gives the opportunity to have a full solution sale into the schools. So our licensing comes in a few different varieties. We do a per student per tournament, a per student per year, but also what I think would be most important for the resellers here is the 1 and 3 year tournament licenses that we offer. Through that, you get commission based off of the sale of the 1 and 3 years. But what that also comes with is access to all of the tournaments that we offer, our fall, winter, spring, summer, and the different kind of add-ons that are involved with that. Like, for example, it gives you a 1 year license, gives you an unlimited access to all the games that we offer. We currently offer 14 games on our platform. We can take them, come or go, in about 2 weeks, put up new games that schools are interested in. And that will be able to basically be put out in front of the schools and given opportunities for like health and wellness, different kind of professional development programs that we have on there. I think when it comes to, like, for example, if we have leads that come through our program, you're going to get an email back to D&H as well as us, and D&H will be able to choose one of the certified resellers to be able to do this. So it's really important, which I think will be coming up to discuss, is the EEN certification network. Yeah, and so one of the other things that I wanted to discuss was some of the other features that we offer, which are like build an esports lab campaign, something we're doing with ASUS, Intel, Extreme Networks, and the U.S. Army National Guard. These are added sales to basically get into schools and kind of push some of the extracurricular things that we're doing. So 25 schools are going to be chosen throughout the country to be able to build their own esports lab. But with that, those schools and the schools that are interested in participating in that will also need to, be offered different kinds of products and whatnot. And so I definitely highly recommend checking out our Build an Esports Lab with the U.S. Army National Guard.
That's awesome. I do want to let you know that I know a lot of our partners have submitted that information to their schools, and a lot of our partners' schools are applying for that prize, if you will. The other thing I want to note is that the tournament licensing platforms you can buy those through D&H. So you can, our partners get to buy the licensing and the hardware and kind of be one-stop shopping for the schools. So they can get everything through you. So following up on that, however, I I wanted to let you know that D&H has helped the Esports Education Network to create a K-12 esports provider certification. Some of you may have been through this already. The program provides the basics that any reseller needs to understand about esports, right, and how to sell the opportunity within a K-12 environment. So from start to finish, it's about 3 hours with natural breaks in between units for those who want to pause maybe and come back to it later. But at the end of the course, you get a digital badge you can use on your email signature. You can use it on your web, on your LinkedIn, other social pages. This badge actually sets you apart from other resellers, and it shows your commitment to and your understanding of the esports business. So like I said, we work in conjunction with HSEL, Esports Education Network, to bring that to you. Once you've completed that course, you're going to be added to a preferred esports reseller list here at D&H. And so as a distributor, you all know that we don't sell to schools directly, but when our industry partners like HSEL or Varsity Esports Foundation, when they receive requests for hardware or when we receive inquiries directly, we do refer them to our list of preferred resellers. So you want to make sure that your company has someone certified to make sure you're getting on that list. I know Peter and his team sent over a really great referral that we shared out this week. It is happening. We're getting referrals. We want to make sure that you guys are getting certified. As a reminder, though, also in that certification, any D&H partner can receive 50% off the cost of the certification course. So if you're interested in that course and you haven't taken it, email your request with your account number to esports@dnh.com. So on that note, let's talk about some of the other things that we're doing at D&H to help you take advantage of the business opportunity that esports really presents today. So we do have a dedicated webpage at dnh.com/esports where you're going to find many resources, including all of the vendor information. So Intel, ASUS, they have a bunch of resources for you. But we also have a comprehensive esports playbook out there. So in addition to vendor resources, it's our resources. That is basically a how-to guide for building your esports business. So you're going to find past webinars, some downloadable or customizable marketing materials out there as well. And know that in 2021, we're working on a lot of marketing for you to use in your efforts. So we're working on a digital product guide that you'd be able to share with your customers. Also, some web banners and social media campaigns that are highlighting our key vendors that are really in the area of esports, and that you can share that as your own marketing. So we'll have banners for you from vendors that are really important to the esports solution, and you can have that on your web page, or a social media campaign, maybe a contest that a vendor is supporting through your personal pages. So I just thought that was important. So you guys have some burning questions. I'm seeing the questions come in fast and furious. I want to make sure that we address those too. So let's see. The first one, we addressed that one with Troy already. Sorry about that. All right. It looks like, whoops, sorry. Keith, are you seeing the questions? Oh, I got it. I'm sorry. Hey, Rodney. Intel, I don't think he did not discuss the Nook gaming rig. Can you address that, Troy?
Yeah, absolutely. We do have a selection of small form factor desktops that are designed for, in this case, gaming. I think the code name for that is called Ghost Canyon, and it is an i9 based NUC, which is short for Next Unit of Computing. So it's a less than 5 liter desktop, gaming type of computer that you can put a full size, full form factor discrete graphics card in. So perfect for gaming. Perfect for tight spots where if you don't have a lot of space, you could use that as an alternative to a huge tower.
Yeah, due to the size of that guy, it's very portable as well. So if you're going around to tournaments and things, it makes life a lot easier than carrying something very large.
Awesome. This is for Peter probably, and maybe Ryan. Can esports tournaments actually be played on laptops or only desktops?
It can be played on anything. Some of our tournaments actually are played on consoles and your Nintendo Twitch. So our platform has access to all of that.
Okay. And Ryan, are there laptop bundles or laptop options in the ASUS bundles you were referencing earlier?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, ASUS is one of the #1 laptop brands in esports. Laptops for esports is really our bread and butter. certainly we can do some a la carte bundles within our deal registration program, and Keith would be able to help out with that.
And Ron, if I can just chime in on that quick, I'll just add that the CPUs now, the Intel CPUs that are in a lot of ASUS Republic of Gamer and tough gaming laptops, they have frequencies almost as high as desktop CPUs. So the performance is really not the drop off that we used to experience from desktop to laptop. You're still going to get a great gaming experience and a great gaming performance.
If I may add in with Troy here as well. So ASUS is really known for its thermal processing that we have within our laptops. It's one of the best things that ASUS is really involved in, and it's one of the reasons why Intel processors can actually move so fast within our units. It's just really absolutely outstanding to not see any thermal throttling on any of our laptops.
Wow. Okay, that was a great answer. Jesse's asking, how are licenses distributed? Is it an access key that's used to use upon registration? Peter, could you take that one?
Sure. So we sell them as battle passes, and the battle passes allow an administrator from the school to sign in to our platform and then be able to register students within the platform. So the license itself basically is just going to allow a user to be able to sign on to the platform and then be able to build upon their teams from there. So there's not necessarily a SKU code or a licensing code for that.
Okay, thanks. Let me see. Is there a discount on the bundle for a partner to purchase, like to experiment and test? Is there like an NFR opportunity there or not? Ryan?
My apologies. So if you're looking for a single purchase unit or a demo unit, I mean, certainly we can build that within our deal registration program.
Okay, that's great. Let's see. Wow, the questions are coming in fast and furious. Keep them coming, guys. We'll be on it. So also for the ASUS bundles, is it possible to get the computers with a 3000 series graphic card?
It is. We do have 3000 series ETD. They are December currently. They are still on embargo, so I can't speak wholly about them. But you will see 3000 series in desktops and laptops starting in December.
Okay. And is there possibly an i9 bundle option?
Yes.
Okay. Good stuff. What else? All right. I think that's what we have so far. You guys keep coming at them. Peter, can you talk a little bit about the game selection and how that works with the platform?
Sure. So we do have 12 to 14 different games, depending if you're doing the Middle School Esports League or the High School Esports League. The schools have complete flexibility to be able to choose the games that they want to play. So if there are schools that are open to shooters, they have the ability to add those to their game choices. If schools are completely off limits to no shooters and they want to keep it G-rated, they have the flexibility to shut those games off and not even allow their students to see them. So it gives the administrators and the school decision makers absolute flexibility into determining what they want to be able to offer their students.
That's fantastic. Hey, Keith, there's a question about DAS, and are we able to offer the hardware as part of a device as a service offering?
Yes, we absolutely are. All you need to do is get with your sales rep, and they can work with our DAS team to get that worked out for you pricing wise. But it's actually a great solution. It makes it much more affordable for the schools because that way they're paying month after month instead of one giant lump at a time.
And it keeps you sticky to the school as well, right? So they're going to come back to you to renew those. What else are we looking at? Oh, so when a school on the platform, Peter, when a school says they want to participate and they sign up for the platform, do they have to get a new group of if they have new students, the platform licenses follow the student, or they follow with the school? They can switch them in and out between tournaments. How does that work?
That's a good question. So if you're doing the 1 or 3 year licenses, it basically gives you unlimited access from the administrator standpoint. And so they're able to add new users to it, as well as remove users that they don't want within the platform or have graduated and whatnot. So again, it's got complete flexibility to allowing the administrators to be able to just add whoever they want, and they can make them specific to the teams. So one of the advantages of our licenses, it gives you access to all of the games. So you don't have to purchase different licenses to play different games. So once you purchase one battle pass for, say, 1 year, you get access to all those games, and you can set up teams for every one of those games. And so and everything is done within the administrator dashboard.
And it's done by school building, right? Not school district, correct?
Correct. So it is per school.
Okay. There's another really great question. Can the resellers or the schools build mobile solutions they can share between multiple buildings? So I would say that's probably more for Ryan. Or I guess if we have the laptop bundles, they would be the mobile solutions. But at this point, we just have the desktops today, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So with these specific bundles, we do only have desktops. The desktops do have handles on them. So that is a really nice convenience piece for it. But sans using those, laptops are definitely the appropriate option if they're going to be mobile. I know D&H has some really great cart companies that you guys work with that make carting them around really easy. But that being said, definitely laptops, easiest way to go. Throw them in an ROG carrier bag, and then grab a mouse, headset, and you're good to go.
Awesome. And another one, back to Peter. When our partners are selling the tournament licenses, what information do they need to get from the school before they can actually quote that license?
So the 1 to 3 year licenses are based off the enrollment size of the school. So for example, if you have a 2,500 plus enrollment school, which is on the larger side, that'll be for a 1 year license, $5,000, whereas a 3 year license comes with a discount, and I believe is $12,000. And so from there, that's basically all you need is to, figure out whether or not it's a 1 or a 3 year that you want to push.
Okay. So basically they need to know the school population, student population within the school building, and then find out if it's going to be a 1 year or a 3 year term. And then what they would do is just go to the D&H website and put in HSEL or MSEL, depending on the grade level. And then the options would pull up. But that's really all that the partner needs to do. And then you guys really help with the rest of the sale, right? They just need to get the school information, right? The quantity, or the student number, enrollment, and then the year. And then they put that into our license form. Keith, you might want to jump in here too. They fill out a form and it's done, right? It's really simple for our partners to do this license.
Yeah, there's just a real simple basic form that they submit into their D&H sales rep. They process it through to HSEL, and then the reseller or the end user, depending on how you fill out the paper, will be contacted with the information.
Yeah, and our customer success team will take care of onboarding everything from there on.
Yep.
So there's a question on how many licenses can one school own?
If you're just going to do it, if you're just going to do a 1 year license or a 3 year license, it's unlimited access. So you would only need the one license for that tournament if you're just doing like HSEL. However, again, there are some extra sales. Like we have something called the Battle of the Bands, which is a fundraiser to raise money and awareness for band departments. They're having their funds being cut because of COVID and other kind of shutdown obstacles, and so that would require another sale of a license specifically to get into those tournaments. But focusing on HSEL and MSEL, you would only need one license. If you are selling licenses per student for a smaller school, for a smaller team, then you're going to be buying individual battle passes depending if they want it for a 1 year term or per tournament.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. So Rodney has a question about, are there customer-facing videos available for partners? So the answer is today we do have one of those on the website. It's at dnh.com/esports. And it's really about HSEL. Their president, COO, Jason Kirby, it's about a 41-minute video on why esports in high school. So he talks about making the case. So what we've learned in our past couple of years of doing esports within K-12, that our partners are having one of two conversations with a school. It's no way, no how. I don't think our schools need to have esports, or it's, yeah, we know we do it. We don't know how to do it. So Jason actually addresses both of those conversations in this video. Again, it's on our website. You can check that out. And it is end user facing, which means there is no D&H mention in there. So no one's going to be reaching out to us. So there are more coming for next year. We have a lot more end user facing marketing for you. That's been the one thing we hear loud and clear is, what else can we do? How can we help you now that you understand the business of it? And by the way, we've got the poll results. It looks like over 50% of you are moderately educated, or you feel moderately comfortable in having the esports for business conversation. So I think that's fantastic. And knowing that the next step is, okay, now that you understand it, how do you market it? And so that's what D&H is going to step up and do a lot with you in 2021. We're going to be working with a lot of our key vendor partners. ASUS, Intel will be part of those conversations. We're going to be making sure that you guys know how to, not just how to sell the concept, but how do you sell the technologies now as well. That's really important.
Hey, Ryan, there's been a bunch of questions or answers about the registration process. Can you go into that a little bit and explain how that works?
Yeah, for sure. So there's actually a handful of different ways to go through it. Most specifically, there is a link that we have for ASUS Deal registration. You go through, you fill that out. That comes to our B2B team through our bid desk, and we process your registration, assuming that nobody is involved in that specific opportunity. So ASUS, we don't do direct business here in the United States. That means that you don't have to worry about ASUS taking any of your opportunities or any of your customers from you. So when you put in a deal registration, generally speaking, you'll have a response back within the next 24 hours. We try to do it a lot sooner than that, but 24 hours is a pretty standard time. From there, you have a contact. We'll discuss with you the opportunity. Deal registration for systems starts at 5 units. Deal registration for peripherals, our monitors, our mice, our keyboards, our game mats, our headsets, those kinds of things, that's going to start at 10 units. And then depending on the components, if you want to do a full build, some of those will start at 50. But I mean, really, please reach out. We're more than happy to walk you through the process and walk you through deal registration. I'm happy to handhold you through what that looks like. And generally speaking, our pricing for deal registration is normally out within the hour. As soon as we see the deal registration go through. So you can hold me to that as long as I see it. More than happy to push it through within that hour and help you out.
That's excellent. That's super helpful to resellers. Thank you.
Yeah,
my pleasure.
Thank you for that. So there's another question that came in, and this is really going to be, I think this is for everyone on the panel. I'd love to get your feedback on, in regards to COVID, how did that impact esports, and how does esports continue to evolve around that? How is it affecting sales, engagement? I think each panelist would have a different perspective on that. So why don't we start with Troy? What is Intel seeing?
What we've seen is exploded. Actually, if you go out, Twitch as a streaming platform shares their streaming wide open. And when the pandemic shut down things, their Twitch stream views almost doubled overnight. So, it was growing already at 25% per year. So the involvement has only increased. The number of streamers who are streaming their gameplay has also increased. We had to change some of our live events to, basically virtual only, but it actually still viewership of the competitions went up. So we have not seen a slowdown at all. In fact, we've seen the exact opposite, where it's honestly exploded over the last 7 or 8 months with the pandemic. And I'll just say, as Ryan's pointed out, the ASUS gaming systems are awesome systems for gaming, But, if you're doing collaboration and productivity at home as well, gaming systems performance is pretty good for that as well.
Definitely multi-use for sure.
Absolutely.
So Brian, I'd love to get your take on it from your perspective.
Yeah, I would definitely echo Troy's sentiment. It has absolutely exploded this year. I mean, we've seen historically over the past year, 2 years, 3 years, that esports in education specifically has been growing at anywhere between 20 and 40% by quarter. Seeing how large Twitch has grown over the course of the past 6 months it's freakishly large, to put it politely. And that's something that we know that all students are involved in. I think statistically, we see 89% of students having some kind of involvement with esports, whether they're playing the game or they're watching it, or they want to do something else like video editing, those kinds of things, or mobile gaming. And it just gives us a greater pause to talk to students, especially now that they're sitting in front of a computer all day, to find out what specifically they're trying to do, not only in their current education with web-based, but also within STEM. And I know on an anecdotal level, my 10-year-old now is involved in coding, which is fantastic. I couldn't be more thrilled that he's getting into coding and HTML programming and those kinds of things. And that's all because he has the access to the equipment. I can't say it enough. Esports is not just about video games. It's definitely a funnel to get kids into STEM activities and get them into a larger career path. So it's been absolutely fantastic this year.
Agreed. I think the one thing we haven't talked a whole lot about is the fact that the reason gaming is growing so much in the K-12 channel, it's not just because the kids are interested in it, but it's because they're actually seeing future in it, right? There are scholarships. 200 plus universities are offering millions of dollars in scholarships annually to students who come in and either major within esports or major in a STEM program, but they're part of the esports varsity teams. So I think it's opened up a lot of visibility, a lot of awareness. And I can say from a personal perspective, through COVID, my 16-year-old daughter has suddenly said, "I think I need to play more games, Mom. I think I need to get involved. I need to get an Xbox. I need to start playing games with my friends." And while that's not competitive in nature, I'm seeing a change in mindset, and I find that interesting.
The community connection is huge.
It really is. That's very true. Peter, what are you guys seeing from HSEL as COVID has impacted esports?
Yeah, I have to agree with everybody. And to your point, education is one of the pieces that we lead with. So we have a student-first approach at Generation Esports, and that really is to make sure that we're driving STEM curriculum, activities, and different kinds of programming that engage the students. And so just before COVID, I was at a conference, and one of the things that I did notice was a lot of the educators or superintendents, BAs in different schools that I was meeting didn't really understand what esports was. And what we've seen during COVID is a complete shift in that education. And so now those people that weren't educated are kind of coming back, and they're finding things out, or they're finding people within their school that understand that, and they're trying to put programming together. And that is because there is that education first approach. We have a curriculum that we put together with the Varsity Esports Foundation and our Teachers Council, which is a graded course that schools can put in. And we're one of the only competitive sports that actually has a graded course that goes along with it for that career and college ready access. One of the other advantages of esports in general is that you can do it digitally. And so schools that may be in states that are on lockdown, or they have different sort of programming, they can now still put a laptop or a desktop in a student's hand, have them play from home, and still engage them in those social emotional learning sort of type environments. So it's been super productive. We've seen growth. We haven't seen a slowdown in the inquiries from different schools across the entire country. And I think it's going to continue to just expand beyond that.
It's interesting you pointed out the fact that the tournaments can still go on even though the students are in a hybrid or remote model, right? So one of the things that happened, at least here in central Pennsylvania, where I'm located, is that fall sports, they happened, but they didn't have audiences. They didn't have people in the stadiums. So they're able to watch them on screen. And I think that all of a sudden they're really used to watching sports now on screen and cheering on their team from a computer and doing so remotely. So I think that bodes well for esports as well. So the way to keep them engaged and keep that school spirit is really when they're watching from afar and cheering on their varsity teams. So I think that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, Rhonda, if I could just build off that for a minute. I mean, it is one of the reasons why Intel, like, again, we really started investing heavily in esports and education. We saw a really good opportunity there, both for the health of the gaming, because, again, there is some, it's unavoidable. There's toxicity in some of the online stuff and in gaming when it's not uncontrolled. Gaming and education allows us to actually reach out and engage those students and those kids at a younger age, and they can actually, again, learn some of the same values and teamwork and leadership and how to be a good sport from esports, the same as they can from traditional sports. The advantage, of course, of esports is it's much more inclusive. It's much more engaging in terms of their interests. So, that's one of the things that we saw is it really is a way of building a much healthier ecosystem, having role models and coaches who can work with those people. And we thought it was healthy for the entire ecosystem to invest specifically in esports and education.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. So Keith, I want to throw that question to you as well. So at D&H, I know we've seen it from a program perspective, but what have you seen? What's your perspective on COVID and the effect of esports?
So definitely big growth. And I think one of the things to remember is we're talking about in-person sports being either not live or even shut down. That's opening a lot of budgets open for the schools to switch to an esports program where they normally wouldn't have had the budget this year. So definitely seeing growth on that side.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a common thread here. So the short answer is through COVID, esports has really had an opportunity to shine and to stand out and to almost prove its case, right? So I think going into the schools at this point is a really good opportunity for our partners. So if you currently have existing relationships within K-12, this is a great opportunity for you to go and take something new to your partners and deepen that relationship a little bit better. If you don't currently have K-12 relationships built, this is a great way to get them started, to bring them an opportunity that they don't currently participate in. And one of the statistics that I heard a month ago, I guess, from Jason Kirby, who's the president and COO of HSEL, he said when you look at schools, if you look at the high school, individual schools, high school and middle schools, and which ones are currently enrolled with and competing on tournament platforms, there is 90% available market. I thought that was really an impactful statement, 90% available market. So those people on this call, you guys are interested in and learning about something that is up and coming. It's definitely, any new opportunity takes a little heavy lifting, but it's going to pay off dividends, because when is the last time you took on something brand new within your business and you could offer something with 90% available market that is just growing exponentially? It's just a fantastic opportunity. And we have, there's a question following up on the COVID question, how's it going to be once COVID is finally over? I would love to know. I think we'd all love to know when COVID ends, how is that going to impact? My perspective, I think it's just going to keep escalating. We've now seen a different way of doing things. And I think that once we get back into whatever our next normal will be, that esports is going to have permanently built a place and a foundation. Anybody else want to jump on that one? Agree, disagree?
I'll jump on it, and I agree. There is no back to normal. There's only forward to the new normal. And this COVID gave us an opportunity to sort of prove the value of esports and education, and I think it's here to stay, and people are actually seeing the value.
Yep, I would agree with that 100%. And we have a couple more questions are still coming in. Do we have to offer the specific HSEL bundles, or can we custom build our own brand PCs? You can custom build, but I'll let Ryan and Keith handle that.
For sure. So we do have, I mean, ASUS is the number 1 motherboard brand in the world. So I mean, we have components. We have components for days. I mean, if you want Intel motherboards or Intel socketed motherboards, we have those. If you want graphics cards, we're the #1 graphics card manufacturer in the world, so we have those. The only thing that we don't make internally now is RAM and the processor. I mean, Intel's too good at making processors, so we can't make those for them. But yeah, definitely we have cases, we have power supplies, we have graphics cards, motherboards, CD drive bays. If you want a Blu-ray drive, we have those. Have all the peripherals to go with it. So absolutely.
Okay. And Rodney. So Rodney is one of he's one of our partners that has attended many of our events over the past couple of months, and he always has fantastic questions. And today his question is: so what kind of oh my god solution gaming configuration is available from ASUS and Intel today? So Troy, I'm going to let you jump on that one.
Well, I answered it in the Q&A, but I would love to expound upon my answer, because I did put in there. I love the ASUS has a fantastic Republic of Gamers Zephyrus system that actually is a laptop with 2 displays built into it, and it's actually fantastic because it's still mobile. It's still powerful. You can do everything on it, but it's actually got 2 displays built in so that you can have your game playing in the main screen. You can have your strategy on the bottom screen. I'll admit, I still jump into games of League of Legends from time to time. And so it's good to have your build thing across the bottom and not have to overlay it on your game screen. So to me, I love that one because I do still carry a laptop from time to time and do little LAN parties with my son. So I love that one. I also just want to echo what Ryan said. ASUS components are fantastic. I have an ASUS ROG Strix motherboard Z490. And if you do build your own with some of their components, you can actually have a little fun and get some of our unlocked K-SKU CPUs and do some overclocking, which is also a really cool curriculum thing for STEM education.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Got more than you bargained for.
Well, Rodney's always good for a good question too. So I just want, before we close, I want to respect everyone's time here, but before we close, I want to offer each of the panelists the opportunity to share any final thoughts. Is there anything that you feel like our partners need to know that we didn't already cover? Troy?
I'm going to quickly jump in and just say, I heard Ryan talk a little bit about this too, but personally, I'm so passionate about esports and education because I did also have a personal experience with my son, I'm a little older. I guess I'm the elder statesman here, but 22 years old. He started gaming and doing esports when he was in middle school. It absolutely fueled his fire for STEM education. He graduated early from college with a computer science degree and now works at a very large OS developer in the Northwest, and has for a year. So it works. It puts him on the path. And I'm a firm believer in it because I saw it firsthand.
That's awesome. Ryan, do you have any parting words?
Absolutely. So very, very much like Troy, I mean, a lot of personal experiences in esports. I can't speak firmly enough as a former educator, somebody who's gone through esports themselves. I was a 2-sport athlete in high school and in college. Also was a programmer, developer, and avid video game player. I mean, if it wasn't for my first computer that I got when I was 10, would not be in the place that I'm at now. I would also say, I mean, ASUS has really gone above and beyond, I think, in the esports industry. We try to do every pillar that we can possibly get into in esports, whether it be from an enthusiast level all the way up to the pros. So we try to be very knowledgeable about the platform. More than happy to help everybody out. I mean, we have a lot of schools, and I'm sure D&H, you guys will call it out as well. You get a lot of schools that have anything from, hey, we don't know what we're doing, to, hey, we want this computer. That's really where we shine, everything in between. So
excellent. Peter, do you have any parting words or anything we didn't cover?
Yeah, just some of the statistics I think are really important. For example, 80% of the users on Generation Esports have never participated in an extracurricular activity before. So we're reaching into the homes, we're reaching, back into the streets and helping students get involved in something that really teaches them that teamwork and that camaraderie and the social emotional learning aspects. But also with that, what happens when you're involved with teams, right? You want to still continue to participate. And so we're seeing in school, the students' participation in school is up 10%. But I think the biggest component here is that the GPAs overall are going up 1.3 points, which is incredible in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fantastic statistics. Thank you for sharing that. Keith, do you have anything else you want to share?
I'd just say that, we've got a great group of partners with HSEL, ASUS, and Intel here. And this is a huge opportunity for resellers. There's such an available market. It's really great thing to be going after. And make sure you talk to D&H for all the resources we have, and so we can help you out.
Yep. So I appreciate all of your comments for that. In closing, I do want to thank each of you for your time and participation today. We had some really great questions for our panel. We appreciate all of our partners for that. Thank you to the panelists for sharing your time and expertise and to help D&H become better educate our partners on esports technology and the opportunity that lies within K-12 today. So don't forget to all of our partners, check out dnh.com/esports for information from our vendor partners like Intel and ASUS on all of their esports offering. Don't forget out there's our resources from D&H that you can use for your own training and marketing. Also, reminder about the certification. To receive your 50% discount, you want to send an email to esports@dnh.com, include your account number. That would be super helpful. And a reminder, for those of you who are still watching, you will all be entered into the drawing for the ASUS peripheral bundles and the Republic of Gamers Delta headsets. 20 winners will be drawn at random after this event. Thank you all and have a great rest of your day.